This conference will now
Okay,
be
you guys able to
recorded.
see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So yesterday we discussed about MS flows. Okay, so we discussed about automated, instant, and scheduled flows. Okay, that part is done. So today we will be starting on security model. Okay, so we will be discussing about the security model in CRM. Okay, so in the security model we have few topics. Okay, first topic is business units. Okay, and then we need to configure teams, and then users, and then security roles. Okay, after this field access teams, and then field security profile. Field security profile. Okay, so we have these concepts under security model. Okay, so why we need to configure security model? Okay, so why we need to configure security in CRM? Let's say if you are providing a software to any company, right? So in that organization, they will be having different roles. They might be managers, there might be sales executive, there might be technicians, right? There might be salespeople. So they have different roles. So it is not a single role which is performing all the operations, right? Let's say if you take sales managers or sales persons, so what they'll do, they'll manage the sales related operations, right? Similarly, there might be HR team, there might be uh, payroll team, or there might be technicians, etc., depending on the organization structure, right? So you cannot give a same security or permission to all the users. You cannot provide a single security role to perform all the operations, right? So see, there might be some restrictions, right? Otherwise I can see the data. Let's say I'm a salesperson, I do not have, if I have all the permissions, I can see all other information also, what technicians can do, or what managers can do, what um, associate directors can do. So all the operations I can see, right? I shouldn't have that view, since I only have a small role in my organization. So that is why they introduced a concept called security model. So depending on the security only, the visibility of the records, or the creation of a record, or the deletion of a record can be shown. Okay, so depending on the security model only, you can view the associated record, you can view the records. Okay, let's say if you have small security role, and if it is only having a basic visibility, then you can only see few records. Let's say you are a sales manager, you have higher visibility, then you can see more records than salesperson. So that is depending on the sales model that we are configuring. So as part of sales model, the first thing that you need to configure is business units. We'll start with business units. Okay, so what is the importance of business units? See, so this business units configuration, right? Let's say whenever you are building, you are providing a software to any company, first thing that you need to set is business units. As part of security model, you need to set up the business units. Why you need to set up the business units? See, if you do not set the business units, how will you differentiate the users? Business units are nothing but org structure. Okay, so let's say if you take, okay, I will take one example, we will discuss. Let's say if I take one example, we will be providing a, let's go here, we will be providing a software to Toyota company, let's say, or Kia company. Okay, so I am providing a software to Kia company. Okay, CRM software to Kia company. See, if I am providing a software to Kia company, Kia has some branches, right? It is there in all over the world. But what are their headquarters? Headquarters are in Korea, right? So this is their headquarters. Okay, so you can create a business unit for Korea. Okay, so this is headquarter. Headquarter means parent business unit. Parent means on top of this there is no business unit. Parent business unit. Okay, let's say Korea is the headquarter. Under Korea, what are the headquarters that we have? See, in India we have Kia. In China we have Kia company. In US we have Kia company, and Europe also we have Kia company. So these are the sub business units. So this is the sub business unit. Control B. Control B. Shift. Okay. So these are the uh, root. Sorry. These are the sub business units. What is the root business unit? Kia is the or Korea is the root business unit or parent business unit, and it is sitting on the top. On top of Korea there is no business unit, so org structure starts from Korea business unit. Korea has some branches, let's say India, China, US, and Europe. Inside India I have few more branches. I have branch in Telangana, and I also have a branch in, let's say, or I have a branch in HYD. I also have a branch in Bangalore. Okay. Similarly, in China, I have a branch in Shanghai. Uh, I have a branch in what are the cities in China? Let's say we'll take one branch from China. Okay. US we have, let's say, New York and Washington. Let's say. Okay. In Europe, London and let's say Paris. Okay. So these are the sub business units. What are these? These are the sub business units. Okay, what is the root business? Korea is the root business. Under Korea, you have India, China, US, Europe. Under India, you have Hyderabad, Bangalore. Under China, you have Shanghai. Under US, you have New York and Washington. Under Europe, London and Paris. If I ask you what is the parent business unit of Shanghai, what will you say? Parent of Shanghai.
China.
Sorry?
Korea,
Uh,
China.
China.
Okay.
China. It is China. It is the next business unit. On top of Shanghai, what is there? China. So China's parent business unit is Korea. Okay, it is organized in that way. So like this, you need to configure the business units. The first thing that you need to configure is the configuring the business units. Inside the business units, you will see. Now let's say we have Dattu, right? So Dattu is working from Hyderabad business unit, and Shravya is also working from Hyderabad business unit. Okay, let's say I'll take one person, Lee. Okay, Lee is from Shanghai business unit, and from New York I will take one person called John, and another one from Robert. Okay, from New York business unit. From London, uh, Julie, Julie from London. Okay, and Shan. Okay, Shan from London. Okay, or Shan from Paris. Okay, so there is India business unit. Okay, let's say Venkat is working from India business unit, and you have Korea business unit from Korea. Kim is working. Okay, from Korea business unit, Kim is the user, actual user. Okay, Venkat is the actual user. Dattu and Shravya are the users who are working from Hyderabad business unit. Venkat is working from India business unit. Kim is working from Korea business unit. Lee is working from Shanghai. John is working from New York. Julie is from London. Similarly, you need to configure, first you need to configure the business units. After configuring the business units, you need to create the users. These users, Tattu, Shravya, Lee, John, all these users you have to create in CRM. And once you create users in CRM, you need to assign a specific business unit. Let's say I created Dattu user. So Dattu is presented in which business unit? Hyderabad. So after creating a user, I need to assign Hyderabad business unit to Dattu and Hyderabad business unit to Shravya. To Lee, I have to assign Shanghai business unit. Like that, you need to configure the users and business units. First, we will try to create business units, and then we will see how we can configure the users. Okay, so let's create these business units: Korea, India, China, US, Washington. Let's create these business units inside CRM. Okay, where can you create a business unit in CRM? I'll show you. So you need to go to settings. Okay, let's open new tab, and then here settings only two. So you need to create a, sorry, you need to go to the settings, security, and from there you can configure the business units. Okay, let it load. Let it load. Is it taking this much time? Okay, now you can go to settings. You have a option called security here. Click on security. See, under security you have business units, teams, users, security roles, etc., field security profile, etc. Okay, let's click on business units. So now I'm going to create business units. Okay, so I already have some business units, but I am deleting. Okay, let's remove this. These are the existing records, existing business units. Okay, let's go to inactive. I will delete them. I will recreate again. Let it delete. Let's let's click on OK. Cancel and delete. Okay, now we only have root business unit, that is Korea business unit. If I open this business unit, this is only having Korea business unit. See here, there is no parent to, you have a parent business. Look up. So there are no parents for Korea, which means that if there are no parents means it is the root business unit. Okay, parent business unit. Okay, now we have Korea business unit. Let's say generally when you create any instance, right, you will have a business unit with this organization name. So whatever the organization name that you have it here, right, with this name you will be having a name. Okay, uh, what is the name, org 3a something, right? You will have the same name in the root business unit. You can rename it. Let's say I do not want to keep the org name, instead I want to keep it like Korea. Okay, so I changed it to Korea. But when I click on save, what will happen? This is mandatory field, right? It will ask me to enter the mandatory field, parent business. So it will not allow me to save the record. You must provide a value for parent business. It will not allow me to modify the name. So what you have to do, first you need to go to this particular entity, business unit. Okay, let's go to that entity, solutions. You can open your solution. Okay, expand the entity. See here, there is no business unit entity. So let's click on add existing entity. So name of the entity is business unit. Business unit. Select, click OK. Okay, include all assets, finish. Okay, now we added a business unit entity. You can click expand this entity, go to fields. What is the field which is mandatory here? Parent business, right? So go to that field called parent business, click on display name. See here you have parent business. Double click on this field. This field is business required, right? So you can keep it like optional just for now. Okay, just for now. Now we are updating the field just for now. And you need to click on this particular business unit entity. We modified the properties of a field, right? So you need to publish it. So to publish, you need to click on that entity, save, publish. You can click on publish. You can click on publish. Okay, now publish is done. You can go back to, okay, where is your business unit? Okay, let's click on settings, security, business units, Korea business unit. Okay. See now, this parent business unit is not mandatory. Now you can modify the name. You can click on save and close. Okay. After modifying the name, you can go back again, go back to the fields, and so this is the field, parent business unit. You can change it back to business required. Okay. Now we are changing it back to business required. Just to modify the name, We made it as optional, we modified the name, and then we changed it back to mandatory. Okay, now you can see when you open this record, you can see that it is mandatory again. Okay, this is how you can modify the name of a parent business unit. Okay, so let's say you have root business unit. See here, you have root business unit here. See, we discussed about, see, now we are discussing about the business units, right? See, when you create any business unit, a team will be created automatically. Okay, when you create any business unit, a team, internal team will be created. I'll show you. So right now you have Korea business unit. So if you go to teams, you only have Korea team. See here, Korea team, you only have Korea team, which is associated to Korea business unit. Business unit is Korea, team is Korea. So whenever you create a business unit, a specific team will be created with the same name. So I'll show you by creating few business units. Let's go to business units. So now I defined the root business unit, that is Korea. So let's define India, China, US, Europe. So I'm creating India business unit now. Click on new. So this is India business unit. Who is parent for India? India business unit. Who is the parent?
Korea.
Korea.
Korea, right? So it already we mentioned it like Korea. Okay. So let's click on save and close. Now I created India business unit. If I go back to the teams, you can check that India team will be created. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, let's click on all owner group. See here, you have India team. So India team is associated to which business unit? This is India team name. Business unit is India. So it is associated to India. See, in India business unit, who is working from India? Venkat, right? So after you configuring the Venkat user, you can add Venkat into this particular team member. So here you have team members, right? Whoever is working from India, so they can add into this particular team. From Hyderabad, Dattu and Shravya, right? Whenever you define Hyderabad business unit, a team will be created with the same name, Hyderabad, and into the team you have to add Dattu and Shravya because they are working from that particular business unit. Okay, so basically, when you create a business unit, a team will be created. Okay, so let's go back to the business units and quickly create other business units. China, create China business unit, parent is Korea only. Now let's create a US business unit. Parent is Korea only. Now let's create a Europe business unit. Europe, parent is Korea only. Okay, so now let's define Hyderabad business unit. So click on new Hyderabad business unit. So who is parent for Hyderabad?
India.
India is the parent. So here in the parent business unit, select India. Okay, select India as parent business unit. Okay. So next is Bangalore. So who is the parent for Bangalore? Bangalore parent.
India.
Same India, right? So select India. So now let's create a Shanghai business unit. Who is parent for Shanghai?
China.
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 So remove Korea and add China. Let's create New York. Who is parent for New York?
US.
US. Select US. Washington. Washington also US. And then London and Paris. Who is the parent for London? Europe. Okay, London, Europe. Paris,
Same.
Europe. Okay. Now we created all the business units. So as we discussed in the few minutes back, see, when we create a business unit, it will create internal team. Let's check if we have any teams or not. So let's go back to the teams. So click here, owner teams. See, now you can see that all teams got created. Bangalore team, China team, Europe team, Hyderabad team. I can open Hyderabad. See, this is Hyderabad team and business unit is associated to Hyderabad. And you can add the team members here. You can click on plus icon and you can add the members, users. Okay, let's say Dattu and Shavi are working from here. We have not configured users. Dattu and Shavia's user was not configured, so you cannot see that information here. Let's say if you want to add any user to this particular team, you can click on that user. Uh, okay, so this user is already present in another team, so that is why you are not able to. But if any new user is there, if he is not associated to any business unit team, you can assign them to this particular team. So after creating Dattu's and Shravia's user, you can add them into the team members list. Okay, so that is so that is how you can create business units. Okay, so you configured the business. Now we configured the business units. We configured the business units. Once we configure the business units, automatically teams are getting generated. Okay, these teams we will call it as owner teams. What are they? Owner teams. When you define a business unit, internal team will be generated. These teams we will call it as owner teams. Now we are done with creating business units and team. Okay, what is the next topic? That is users. You need to define the users. Let's say you are implementing a fresh CRM. Okay, how many users are there in this list? You have Dattu, Shravya, Lee, John, Robert, Julie, Sean, etc. Right? So you need to configure these users inside CRM. So how to configure users? You need to go to security. See here you have an option called users. Click on users. Okay, by default you will be having your user. So this is your user. I created my trial instance with this particular user. Okay, so now I want to define these users like Dattu, Shravya, Lee, John, Robert, etc. These users. So how can I create? You can click on new here. Okay, so let's click on new, add and a license user. So when I click on this, it will go to admin.microsoft.com. So it is go to admin portal. So from there you can create the users. So it will take some time to reflect, but I can show you how to create the users in CRM. Okay, let it load. Okay, so this is the place where you can create act users. Okay, So this is admin.cloud.microsoft.com. So you can click on add user. So what is the name of the user? Let's say Dattu. Okay. So Dattu S.
Yes.
Okay. So click also. So now you can see the display name, and you have to give the username. Let's say I'm giving the username like Dattu. Okay, so my username will be Dattu at the rate Vesta 783 dot on Microsoft.com. So this is domain name. Okay, so your username will be like Dattu at the rate Vesta 783 at the rate, dot on Microsoft.com. In case if you want to log into CRM, you have to use the username, this username. Okay, so either you can automatically create the password or you can also manually create. So let's say I want to manually create it. So I am giving it like uh, CRM training at the rate 04. So this is the password that I am giving, CRM training at the rate 04. So in case if Dattu wants to log into CRM, he has to use this particular username and this particular password. Okay, so let's click on next. So location is India. uh, so these are the licenses. So I am assigning this Microsoft Power Apps for Developer. Okay, so expand apps. So let's click on next. Okay, here you need to provide the access. You can give the admin center access or user no admin center access. So I want to keep the uh, default settings. So I'm selecting this user with no admin center access. Okay. So next, click on next. Now you are almost done. See, this is your username. This is your username, and we have given the password, right? CRM training at the rate 04. That is the password that Dattu has to use to log into CRM. So click on finish adding. So now Dattu added to active users. Okay, you can click on password. See, this is the password of him. Okay, so this is how you can create a simple you can create a user. So now Dattu is done. So if you can refresh, okay, let's refresh. Now you can see Dattu got configured. Dattu user got configured. Okay. Now similarly, if you want to configure another user like Shravya, uh, let's say if you want to configure another user like Shravya, so you can type it like Shravya. Okay. Display name and then username Shravya. Okay, and username would be Shravya at the rate Vesta 783 dot on Microsoft.com. Okay, so password, I'm giving the same password, CRM training at the rate 04. Okay, so click on next. So let's give the license. Next, user with no admin center access. Fine. Next, finish adding. So Shravya's username is this, and she also has custom password. Finish adding. Now it will create a, see, now it has created a Shravya user. Okay, Shravya's username is this. In case if she wants to log into CRM, she has to use this username and this password. Click close. Okay, now we added Shravya's one as well. So I'm not configuring all the users, but I just wanted to show you how you can configure users. Let's say if Shavia want to log into CRM, so she has to use this particular URL. So she has to use this URL. She can't log in right now because it will take some time to configure, activate the user. See, she has to use this CRM username, sorry, CRM URL, and then she has to use this particular username. What is her username? So this is her username. So this is her username. She has to use it. Use this one. Okay. Let's wait. Come on. Okay, it is taking a lot of time. Okay, she has to enter the URL, CRM URL, and then she has to provide the username and password that we have given. Okay, so that is how she can log into CRM. Okay, so there is one more thing which is required. I'll tell you in few minutes what is required. But now once you configure the users, you can see the, so you can see those users here, like how you are seeing Dharani. You can see the Shravya's user and Dattu's user. See, so Dharani is associated to which business unit? It is associated to Korea business unit. So how can you assign a business unit to user? You can open this particular user. So there is a lookup. See here, there is a lookup here, business unit lookup. You can click on that. When you click on it, it will show, it will display all the business units. Let's say if it is Dattu's user, you can simply click on this lookup, and you can enter India business unit. He belongs to Hyderabad business unit. So I can select Hyderabad and click add. Once you click add, and when you click on save, so he will get assigned to Hyderabad business unit. Once we change the business unit to Hyderabad, he will be automatically added to Hyderabad team. Let's say if it is Dattu's user, he will be associated to Hyderabad team, because we assigned Dattu's to Hyderabad business unit. When you change the business unit, you will be automatically assigned to that particular team. You no need to externally add a person into a team. Okay, so this is one way how to change the business unit. There is another way. See here on the top, you can have there is a button called change business unit. You can click on this change business unit. You can select like Hyderabad business unit, select and click OK. When you click OK, this particular person business unit will get modified to Hyderabad. Okay, so this is how you can configure a business unit, team, and user. Okay, so first thing, you need to configure the business units. After that, when you create a business unit, it will internally create a team. After configuring teams, you need to set up the users. You need to create the users. Once you have the users, you need to open each and every user, and you need to assign the business unit to that particular user. You need to each and every user inside CRM must be assigned to a specific business unit. It is not possible to keep a user without business unit. So you must mention the business unit of that particular user. So after configuring the user, so the next step is security role. Let's say we configured Dattu and Shravya users, right? Okay, so let's say we configured Shravya and Dattu's user. Let's say Dattu and Shravya's users are available here. They are available here under users, and they are assigned to a specific business unit called Hyderabad. Let's say business unit assignment is also completed. Will they be able to log into CRM with this information? So we configured business unit, we configured team, we configured user, we created two users, Dattu Shravya, and we assigned these two users to Hyderabad business unit. So will they be able to log into CRM? So they have username and password. Sorry,
They have this thing uh, access denied will be there, I guess.
correct. So they will not be able to log into CRM even though they have the user, they have the business unit. So they will not be able to log into CRM because they also need a security role. So without a security role, even though you configure a user and assign a business unit, they will not be able to log into CRM. So system will throw an exception saying that user is not assigned to any specific security role. So security role will only define the which security role is the key thing. So that will decide what kind of data this particular user has to view. Without a security role, how will you define a security, right? So you need to configure a security role, and you need to assign that security role to a specific user. Okay, so based on that security role that you configured, this particular user will be able to view the records. Okay, so the next step is you need to configure security roles. Okay, so how to define the security roles? Let's imagine that, so we are talking about Kia business unit, sorry, Kia company, right? Kia company. So let's say in Kia company we have different security roles like salesperson security role, sales manager security role, sales associate director, associate
Administrator.
sorry associate
Mm,
director, and director. Okay, let's say we have these four security roles: salesperson, sales manager, sales associate director, and director. See, so the hierarchy is like this: salesperson will have the less visibility than sales manager. Sales manager will have less visibility than associate director. Associate director will have less visibility than director. So who will be having the highest privilege? Sales director will be having the highest privilege, and salesperson will have the less privilege. Okay, sales manager will have more permissions than salesperson, less permissions than associate director. Associate director will have more permissions than salesperson and sales manager, but less privileges than sales director. The sales director will have more privileges than salesperson, sales manager, and associate director. So there is he is director is the highest privilege. Okay. Now I am going to provide the roles. Okay, let's say I have salesperson security role. I am assigning salesperson security role to Dattu. Okay, and I am assigning sales manager security role to Shravya. Okay, sales person security role to Lee. John sales person, sales manager Robert. Okay, like this you have to assign all the security roles to all the users. So Julie sales person, Shan sales person, let's say. So I have associate director, Venkat is associate director, and I have director, let's say Kim is director. Okay, I assign the security roles like this. So each and every user inside this particular CRM, they must have a security role. That is why we assign a different security role to different users. So Datto is sales person, Shravya is sales manager, Lee is salesperson, John is salesperson, Robert is sales manager. Like that, we assign the security roles. See, Venkat is associate director, so he has more permissions than salesperson and sales manager. Kim is the director, so he has the highest privilege than associate director, salesperson, and sales manager. Okay, so this is how we configured the security matrix. Okay, first of all, let's create these four security roles: salesperson, sales manager, associate director, director. Okay, so let's go back to CRM. So, where can you create a security role? You can click on security and you can see that security roles are here. You can open the security role and you can create a security roles from there. Let it load. Let it load again. Okay, it is loading. Let's click on sign in. Okay, so I already created few security rows. I do not want to keep them. Let's remove them first. In the previous session, I created all these security roles: associate director, director, manager. Okay, so let's remove associate director, delete. Sales director is there, delete. I created them before, but I just wanted to show you from the scratch. Let's say we have a salesperson security role here. Okay, so it is already there. I'm not creating new one, but let's say we have this particular salesperson security role. So this security role looks like this. Okay, so show all the tables. You can select show all the tables. See, security roles looks like this. Let's say how many entities we have here. We have accounts, contacts, claims, products, employees, bank. All these are entities, right? So for all these entities you need to define the security role. See, when you click on a security role, so let's say account. If I click on account, you can see the account related entity. So this is account entity. So this account entity, you have the permissions: create, read, write, delete, append to, assign, and share. So for each and every security role that you have, let's say if you take salesperson security role, let's say we are configuring salesperson security role. So for all the entities which are there in CRM, let's say account entity, employee entity, let's say contact entity, and claim entity, for all those entities that are available in CRM, you need to configure the security. So so in each and every security role, you need to configure eight things, eight different privileges. See, create, read, write, delete, append to, assign, and share. So these are the permissions that you need to configure. So I'll tell you how to configure. Let's say create, you need to configure create. Write means update, or read. Read means viewing. Write means update privilege. Delete means delete privilege. Append and append to. Okay. And then we have assign privilege and then share privilege. Okay. So these are the, I think, eight different privileges that you need to configure for each and every entity. Okay. So this side you have different entities, this side you have different privileges: create privilege, read privilege, write privilege, delete privilege, append to. So right now, who are the salespersons? Dattu is salesperson, Lee is salesperson, John is salesperson, Sean is salesperson, Julie is also salesperson. All these are salespersons. Now I am configuring a security role for salesperson. So if I assign this particular salesperson security role to them, so they will be creating or reading or writing or deleting based on the privilege that I am giving. Let's say account. So here, for each and every option you have five types. Okay, create. So when I see create, when I here you have five types. Create has five types, read has five types, write has five types, delete has five types, like this. So what are these? This is user level, business unit level, parent child level, organization level. Okay, we will discuss about them. Okay, please focus here. This is very, very important. So you have different privileges: user level privilege, BU level privilege, business unit level, parent child level, parent child. Last one is, sorry, fourth one is organization level. Last one is none. Okay. So this is very, very important. Create has these five, read has these five, write has these five, delete has these five. All these options will have those these five options. So you need to choose one option out of five. Let's say create. Let's say create. So when I click on create, how many options you are seeing? User level, parent child, organization level, business unit level. I have to choose any one of it. I have to choose any one of it. Let's say account, this is account create. Account create. Let's say if I give it like account create as user level. Account create as user level. What does this mean? Account create user level. What does this mean? Who, first of all, who is salesperson? Who is salesperson? Dattu is salesperson. Let's take this example, Dattu. So Dattu is logging into the system. Let's say Dattu logs into the system. He logs into the system. Dattu has username and password, and he has a security role called salesperson. He logs into the system. Okay. So let's consider that user who logs into the system is Dattu. It is not Dharini. Let's consider Dattu. Now, what is the create privilege on account? So let's go to an account entity. So I clicked on account entity. So what is the privilege that I gave? Create privilege is what? User level. User level means he can create a record. See, this is create. Create means creating a new record. Let's click on new record. So Dattu can create a record. What does this mean? So Dattu is salesperson. Okay, salesperson account create as user level, which means that salesperson can create a record. Okay, salesperson can create a record for himself. He can only create the record for himself, which means that I can create a new account. Name of the account is, let's say, HP. Okay, name of the account is HP, and owner should be Dattu only. See, Dattu logs into the system. Dattu can create the records for himself. So owner should be, you shouldn't keep Dharani as owner. So you should only select owner as Dattu because he has only user level access. User level create. User level create means Dattu can create the records for himself. He cannot create a records for others. He cannot create a records for others, which means that he cannot create an account and keep the owner as Shravya. He cannot create an account and keep the owner as Shan. So that is not possible. But he can create a record and he can keep owner as himself. That is user level. User level means he should be the owner. Owner, okay. User level create means he can create a record, but he should be the owner. Okay. Let's say if Shan is logging into the system, Shan is creating an account. Shan is also salesperson. So if he's creating an account, he should be the owner. Shan should be the owner. Okay. If Lee is creating an account, so Lee should be the owner. If he tries to keep owner as Dattu, Lee is creating a record. If Lee keeps Dattu as user, Dattu as owner, system will throw in exception that you cannot create a record for others. You can create a record for yourself. Is it clear? Is it clear? This is very, very important.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So
So
can you
user,
repeat once?
yeah. So user level, see, this is account, right? For account, create option, we have given it like user level. User level create means, say this is, we are configuring salesperson security role. See, this is salesperson security role. We are configuring salesperson security role. Under the salesperson, we have an account entity, and for an account entity, create privilege, we are giving it like user level. What does this mean? So who is the salesperson? See here, who is the salesperson? Datto is salesperson, Lee is salesperson, John is salesperson, Shan is salesperson. So all these salespersons can create their records, can create an account record, but they need to keep themselves as the owner of that particular account. Let's say Dattu is creating a record, he can create an account because he has create privilege, but he has user level. User level means he should keep the owner as himself. He can only create the records, account record for himself. He cannot create a record for others. He can create an account, he can keep the owner as himself. Shan also can create a record, account record, but he can keep himself as owner. Clear? That is user level.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's talk about BU level. What is BU level? Okay, so for now, I will only discuss about the user level. Okay, so for salesperson, I'm giving like user level permission. For employee, so this is for account entity. For employee entity, so I'm giving it like user level. See, I'm just giving you an example. Okay, it is not that you have to only give user level permission. Okay, or depending on the requirement, you need to change this structure. Okay, so we will take two entities. Okay, let's take account and employee. For account and employee, user level create, user level, yeah, account user level create, employee user level create, which means that uh, let's say salesperson, who is salesperson? Dattu can create an account entity, and he can keep user, he can keep owner as himself. Dattu also can create an employee record, but he has to keep owner as himself. Okay, so what is a read? A read means visibility. See, read means what? Visibility. If I click on accounts, if I click on accounts, how many accounts I am seeing? I can see 5 accounts, because this is Dharani. I logged in as Dharani. So Dharani is the system admin. She has the highest permission. So she can see all the records, all the account records. But let's say if I keep read as user level, read as user level, account read as user level. So this is, I am configuring salesperson security role. So this is account entity. Account entity read user level. What is this account read user level? So this is account entity. This is read permission user level. Read user level means what? Let's say Dattu logs into the system. Dattu logs into the system as salesperson. So salesperson has account read as user level. What does this mean? Dattu can see the accounts which are owned by himself. Okay, Dattu can see all the accounts where owner is himself. Shan can see the records, account record where Shan is the owner. User level read means they can see the records which they are the owners. Okay, see here you have owner column here. Click on add column. So you have owner column here. So who is the owner right now? It is Dharani Gattamaneni. But let's say you have a different owners, because I do not have different users, so I can't show you the different users inside the owner field. Let's consider that these first two records are owned by Dattu. Okay, second two records are owned by Shravya. Last record is owned by Shan. Okay, so right now I have 5 accounts. First two records are owned. Owned means owner. Owner is Dattu. Second two records Shravya. Last record is Shan. Let's say if Shan logs into the system. Okay, let's say Shan logs into the system. So where is Shan? Here under Paris. So Shan logs into the system. He is having salesperson security role. So this is salesperson security role. Account read is user level. User level means what? So Shan can see the records where he is the owner. So Shan is the owner for last record, Wipro. So Shan can only see Wipro record. He will not be able to see Deloitte, HCL, TCS, Value Labs. When Shan logs into the system, he can only see Wipro record. Let's say Dattu logs into the system. Dattu logs into the system. So who Dattu is the owner for Deloitte and HCL. So he can only see Dattu can only see Deloitte and HCL. He will not be able to see Shravya's record, TCS Value Labs. He will not be able to see Shan's record, that is Wipro. Okay, so owner field is very very important. So if I give user level permission, which means that if he is the owner, he can see it. If he is the owner, he can create it. That is user level create, user level read. Clear? Is it clear? User level read means he can see the records which are which he is the owner. Okay, if I am the owner of that particular record, I can see it. If I am not the owner, I cannot. Clear? Employee also
Yes,
same.
sir.
Employee also same. So write, let's say write also let's say you can also give any permission. You can also give business unit level, parent child level, organization level. It is depending on the requirement. But in this requirement, I'm just setting up to user level just to show you how will it work. So this is write. Write means what? Update permission. Write means what? Update permission. Let's say I can open this particular record and I can modify this particular data, right? This is update privilege. This is update permission. You should have permission to modify the record. I am modifying this record because I am having the highest permission, highest security role, system administrator security role. That is why I am able to edit. Let's say if you only have user level write permission, user level write, which means that, so let's say Dattu is the owner of this particular record. Instead of Dharani, Dattu is the owner of the particular record. He has user level right. User level right means, so since he is the user, he is the owner, he can modify. So if he is the owner, he can modify. User level right means if he is the owner of that particular record, he can open that record and modify. Let's say Dattu is opening another record. Okay, so Dattu is opening TCS record. This TCS record is assigned to Shravya. Let's say he has read permission. Okay, he has read permission. So he opened this TCS record. This TCS record is assigned to Shravya. He has what permission? Account user level write permission. Account to user level write, which means that he can only update his records. But this record is assigned to Shravya. Owner is Shravya. He opened this record. Dattu opened this record, but he will not be able to modify it because it is assigned to a different person. So user level right means if he is the owner of that particular record, he can edit that record. If he is not the owner, the record will not be, he will not be able to edit that record. He might be able to see if he has the permission, but he will not be able to modify that record. Okay, user level means simple. User level means simple. If you are the owner, you can perform anything. You can perform create, you can perform update, you can perform read. If you are not the owner, you cannot perform anything, because that is user level. User level is you must be the owner of that particular record. Okay, this one is delete. Delete also same. So you have delete option here, right? See here, delete option. You can delete the record if you are the owner. Let's say I logs into the system as Dattu and owner is also Dattu. Then I can delete this record because I have user level read. Sorry, user level delete. If I am the owner, I can delete the record. If I am not the owner, I will not be able to delete because I only have user level delete. Okay. So you also have append and append to permissions. Okay. So this append and append to, these are useful in case if you are creating a lookup, if you are relating two entities. Okay. So let's say you have here, you have account entity, you have account entity, and you have employee entity. You have employee entity. We related these two entities. Account is related to employee and employee is related to account. We created a relationship between them. So account is the parent, employee is the child. Let's say if you build a relationship between the two tables, then you need to define append and append to permissions as well. Okay, let's say if I open employee entity, employee record. See, if I open employee record, you can see account. This is account, company's account. So you are able to see this lookup, right? See, I am on employee entity. I can see account record. This is account record. So if I want to see this particular account record, I need to have this append and append to permission. Okay, if I do not have this append and append to permission, I even though you assign TCS as a look as a record to this company. See, into this lookup, you selected TCS as your company. If I do not have append and append to permissions, this information will not be shown to me. If I do not have proper permission, append and append to permissions. Okay, you can also type it like this: MSCRM append and append to. You can type it like this. You will get. See here, this append and append to are the security privileges in Microsoft Dynamics 365. Okay, to control the ability to create a relationship. So we are talking about the relationship between the records. Okay, so if you built one to n or n to one relationship, then this append and append to came into the picture. Okay, so this is append. Append is child. Okay, append allows a record to attach to another record. Okay, while append to is parent, allows a record to have other attached to it. Okay, let's say append. So this is child. So in this relationship, what is the child? So this, you have employee, you have account. So employee is child, account is parent. Now see what they are telling here. Append means child, allows a record to be attached to another. So now I am on child, so I am attaching a parent. See, company is parent. Let's say I am removing TCS and attaching HCL. If I am removing and attaching, if I am modifying, if I want to modify this, I need append privilege. I need append privilege. Okay, so let's say so this is append. So if I want to modify a parent on a child, I need append privilege. So what is append to? Well, append to, this is on parent, allows a record to have a other records, others attached to. Okay, so this is parent. Well, append to allows a record to have others attached to. Okay, so this is on a, this is on a child. Let's say if you go to this particular account, see here, you have employees. So let's say if you want to attach employee into this particular account, you can click on add existing employee. Click here. Okay, why is it not working? Refresh. Click on related employee, add existing. So let's say I'm attaching this particular user. Okay, it is already attached. Click on new employee. Uh, say Shruti. See, I created this particular employee. Now I am attaching this particular employee record to account. So if I want to do that, I need append and append. I need append to permission. Append to is needed on the parent. Append is needed on child. Okay, so we need append and append to privileges as well. So basically most of the times we will give org level append to. Okay, append and append to, mostly we will give it like organization level. Sometimes we will change, but most of the times we will keep it like org level. So you have assign and share. So the last one, or last two permissions are assign and share. What is assign? Assign means what? Changing the owner. See, I have an account. So assignment means, see, you have an assign option here. Let's click on assign. When I click on assign, let's refresh. Okay, let it load. Okay. So you have assign option here. When you click on here, assign means what? Assign means what? You need assign means assigning the owner or changing the owner. Right now you have Dharani as owner. If you want to change the owner from Dharani to Dattu, let's say, you can simply click on assign. So you can click on user or team, and you need to select Dattu user here. That user is not there, but in case if you have Dattu user, you need to select Dattu user and click on assign. What will happen after assignment? Owner will change from Dharani to Dattu. So that is called assignment. Assignment means changing the owner from one owner to another owner. Okay. Let's say if I give assign as user level, this is also user level. User account assignment user level, employee assignment user level. What does this mean? User level, which means user level means you, this is salesperson account assignment user level, which means that if I am the owner, let's say who is salesperson? Dattu is salesperson. Okay, so Dattu is salesperson. Let's say if Dattu is the owner of this particular record, so Dattu can assign this to Shravya, or Dattu can assign this to Shan. If he is the owner, he can assign this particular record to anyone. Okay, if he is the owner, he can assign this particular record to any other user. Let's say if he is not the owner of this particular record, let's say Dharani is the owner, Dattu logs into the system, he opened this particular employee, and this particular employee owner is Dharani. If he tries to assign this record from Dharani to Shravya or Dharani to himself, he will get an exception saying that you are not the owner, you do not have the permission. Because if you are the owner, you can assign it to some other person. If you are not the owner, you cannot assign this to any other user. Okay, that is called user level assignment. Share also same share also same Sharing means what? Sharing a record means when you click on here, share, manage access. See, let's say sharing means what? Name itself, it is saying you have an employee record. This is your employee record. If you want to show this particular record to anyone, you can share this particular record. Let's say Dattu owns this record. He wanted to share this particular record to Shan, or he want to share this particular record to Shravya. Then he can click on share, manage access, and he can add Shravya and Shan, and he can provide the permissions. So share permission means providing an access to other users. You have the access, and you are providing the access to that particular record to other persons. That is called sharing. So share also, let's say, if I keep it like user level share, use account user level, employee user level share. What does this mean? If you are the owner, if you are the owner, if you are the owner, you can share the record. If let's say I logged in as a salesperson. Let's say Dattu is the salesperson, he logs into the system. If he is the owner of that particular record, he can share it to Shavya, he can share it to Shan. Let's say if he is not the owner of that particular record, then he cannot share it to any other person, because he doesn't have permission. He only have user level share. User level share means he can only share the record if he is the owner. So user level means if he is the owner, he can create any record, he can read any record, he can write any record, he can delete any record, he can assign any record, he can share any record. If he is the owner, if he is the owner of that particular record, he can perform any operation. If he is not the owner, he cannot do anything. If he is not the owner, he cannot do anything. So that owner field is very very important. If owner is that particular person, he can do. If owner is not that person, he cannot do anything. That is user level. Okay, so let's create salesperson security role. We already have salesperson security role. Here you have salesperson security role. So this is account entity. So for account entity, I am giving create user level, read user level, write user level, delete user level, append. Let's say I'm giving it like organization level, append to, I'm giving it like organization level, assign user level, share user level. Okay, so let's click on save. So this is only for account entity. I also wanted to define the security matrix for employee entity. This is employee entity. So for employee also, create user level, read user level, write user level, delete user level, append organization, append to organization, assign user level, share user level. This is for employee entity. If you also wanted to set up the security matrix for claim entity, you can also search for claim. So this is claim entity. So you can give it like create user level, read user level, write user level, delete user level. See, you can also give it like create user level and read business unit level. That is also possible. Okay, you can give create user level, read different privilege like business unit level, and write organization level like that. That is also possible. Okay, you no need to give the same security and the same privilege for all. So write user level, delete user level, append, I am giving it like organization, append to organization, assign user level, assign user level, share user level. Okay, so this is how you have to define the security for all the entities. How many entities you have? You have contacts, claims, products, bank, student. For all these entities, you have to define the security matrix like this. Now I defined it for client, employee, account. Similarly, you have to define it for product. You have to define it for sport, bank, whatever the entities that you have. Okay, you have to define it. Otherwise, if you don't define it, user will not be able to see that record or entity. Let's say you have not provided a permission to claim entity. All create is none. Let's say read is none. If you define it like this, all none. What will happen if salesperson logs into the system? Who is salesperson? Dattu. Dattu logs into the system. Now I am able to see claims here, right? But Dattu will not be able to see the claims because he doesn't have permission. That entity permissions we have not configured. So Dattu will not be able to see the records. So if you don't configure the security matrix for an entity, then that person, that whoever is having that security role, that person will not be able to see that entity. So you need to configure the security matrix for all the custom entities or system entities which are required for you. Otherwise they will not be able to, you will not be able to see. Okay, so this is user level, this is also user level, let's say. So now everything is done. Let's say I'm not configuring it for all the entities because it will take a lot of time. But whenever you are into a project, you need to configure the security matrix for all the entities. Okay, so now we configured security salesperson security role. Salesperson security role is done. So now you configure security salesperson security role, right? You can give the salesperson security role to Dattu, Shan, Julie, whoever has the salesperson security role. Who has salesperson security role? Dattu is having, Lee is having, John is having, Julie, Shan. For all these users, you can give this particular security role. How to give the security role to a user? Let's say first you need to go to users. Okay, you need to go to enabled users. Let's say this is Dattu user. So select Dattu user, click on manage role. So select sales person. So this is salesperson security role. Select salesperson security role, click OK. Now that will be assigned a salesperson security role. Let's say if you want to assign it to Shravya, same thing. You need to search for Shravya, select Shravya, click on manage role. You need to assign sales manager security role. So if you have a proper security role assigned, then you will be able to log into CRM. Once I assign a security role to Dattu or Shravya, they will be able to log into CRM. If they do not have any security role assigned, they will not be able to log into CRM. Okay. today Today we have seen how we can create a salesperson security role. So creating sales manager, associate director, director. So creating these three security roles also similar to how we created a salesperson. Okay, security role. So tomorrow I will show you how to create these three, and we will also discuss about, after security role we will also discuss about access teams and field security profile. That is also important. Okay. So with this, I'll just pause it here for today. In case if you have any open questions, you can ask. Open for questions.
No from my end, sir.
Okay.
No, sir, nothing.